Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to discuss more about the mineral and energy resources. As in our earlier module, we have already discussed about the mineral resources, their classification, and distribution of the mineral resources. Here in this module, we are going to discuss about the conservation of minerals. Why and how? So, minerals are exhaustible resources. As we know, that minerals are exhaustible resources. Most of the minerals which we get from the nature are exhaustible. They are limited in their supply and availability. So, we need to conserve it. Limited and unevenly also. Unevenly distributed means they are not distributed equally all over the country, all over the world. So we need to conserve it so that the people where the resources are not available, they also can use the resources. Essential for development. You know that minerals are very important for the industrial development, and that industries are nowadays the main requirement of development. So that way, the resources, minerals, that mineral resources are very important for the development of the region, of the area, of the people. So we need to conserve the resources for our future generation also, because that time also it will be required. There they need also these resources for their development. How to conserve the minerals? There are three methods explained in your book, textbook. Use of efficient method of mining and processing to minimize the wastage. We need to use such methods which are minimizing the wastage in their mining process also, and while using that minerals also. Both the time we can minimize the waste of these mineral resources. So we have to adopt such methods. Recycling of mineral resources means we use it and reuse the scrap. Whatever the waste material comes from these minerals, that also should be reused so that we can reduce the extraction of minerals in future or in our present also. Substituting the use of scarce minerals by those found in abundance. We need to substitute the minerals by those found in abundance. If we are having some substitute of these minerals, we need to substitute that. For example, earlier most of the houses were having the bucket, metallic bucket. The iron or steel bucket used to be used by the people in their houses. But as there is less availability of minerals, that iron ore, so people slowly understood the importance of minerals, and they have substituted it by the plastic bucket. Nowadays almost all the houses are using the plastic bucket in place of the metallic bucket. Energy resources. Energy resources The energy resources, we know that the resources from which we get energy, that are energy resources. So the different way to obtain energy is through sun, fire, electricity, or burning of fossil fuels. So these are the resources through which we get energy in our life. Nowadays, we are totally dependent on an uninterrupted supply, abundant supply of energy. If we think about these resources, sun, fire, electricity, burning of fossil fuel, so you will see that we get solar energy from this sun, and use of solar energy, this figure is showing, we are not that much using as it can be in our country. This wind energy also there, we are not using this also as that can be used. Means up to their full extent we are not using these resources. We are mainly using this fire, electricity, and burning of fossil fuels. If you think this electricity, so in our day to day life, mostly we are using electricity for our different needs, for running our different appliances, for getting light in our houses. Mainly we are dependent on this electricity. Burning of fossil fuels also used for making this electricity. This fossil fuel as petroleum and natural gas is used for running our different types of vehicles. So nowadays we are totally dependent on an uninterrupted, means there should not be break, an abundant supply of energy. We are trying to have it as much as it can be. So that means energy resource we use in our daily life, that is electricity. So let us see what is this electricity. Electricity is generated mainly through thermal power plant, nuclear power plant, and hydroelectricity power plant. Here in these three figures you can understand कि how in this thermal power plant, even this also thermal power plant. So in this first figure, the first thermal power plant, there is burning fossil fuel, that can be petroleum, the petrol, diesel, or that can be coal. So by burning this fossil fuel, we generate heat energy, and that heat is generating the that heat is used to boil water to generate steam, and that steam is running turbine, and by that turbine we run this dynamo to generate electricity. Little similar method is used in this nuclear power plant also. In nuclear fission or fusion, whichever the process is there, during that the nucleus of that uranium 235 radioactive element is used in this process, that is releasing a huge amount of heat energy, and in this reactor vessel, that heat energy is used to boil the water, and that water is converted to steam, and that steam is running this turbine, and that turbine is attached to a dynamo, and that dynamo is generating electricity. So that way here we are getting electricity through nuclear power plant. Here in this figure you can see how the running water is used for generating electricity. The similar method is used here also. Just power of running water is used here in place of steam, as by creating a dam we check the water behind this dam of a river, and that there is a head pond created, a big reservoir created, and from that reservoir the water is released in a controlled way through a pipe can be there, or whichever way is created. So that is running turbine here. Again turbine is placed here, and that turbine is attached to a dynamo, and that dynamo is generating electricity, and this way we are getting hydroelectricity. Types of energy resources. We can classify the types of resources in two categories: conventional sources and non-conventional sources. Here conventional sources are coal, petroleum, mineral oil, natural gas, thermal, and hydroelectric energy. Conventional concept here is that we are using these resources from a long period of time. We are well known about their use and that are popular in their use. We are practicing very well in our daily life. Non-conventional sources that have come into use recently: the solar energy, wind energy, geothermal energy, nuclear energy, tidal energy, and biogas, that has come into use recently. We are not very much aware about their use, the process. These are not popular also, and these non-conventional sources have a use scope in future, as we know that most of these conventional sources are going to exhaust slowly. Coal, petroleum, mineral oil, natural gas will not be there. Then we have to be dependent on these non-conventional sources only. Do you know the difference between source and resource? A source refers to point of origin of something that simply provide what we are looking for, whereas the term resource is a functional concept and refer to the utilization of material which are valuable for accomplishing certain goals. Here we can see the difference between conventional and non-conventional sources of energy. The conventional sources of energy have been used since a long time. Non-conventional sources of energy are recently discovered source of energy. As already told you, we are not very much aware about this. They are commonly and widely used sources, these conventional sources, and non-conventional they are relatively new and hence are not widely used. Example, solar cell are still not widely used, but nowadays we are able to see these slowly becoming popular. Most of these resources, most of these sources cause pollution. Most of these sources cause pollution when used, and non-conventional sources do not cause pollution when used. They are non-renewable sources of energy, and they are non-conventional, they are mostly renewable sources of energy. One more difference can be here that conventional sources of energy can be stored, but non-conventional sources of energy are mostly used when that are available. This is a kind of disadvantage also. Example, fossil fuel like coal, petroleum and burning of wood. So these we can store and we can use it afterward. These sources of energy, you see that solar energy, nuclear energy, geothermal energy, energy from the oceans, all these energies are used at the time when that are present, that are available. So this is a major difference between these conventional and non-conventional sources of energy. Thank you students. About the conventional and non-conventional sources of energy separately in detail we'll see in our next module. Till that you read and revise the topics which we have discussed here and write definitions, make proper notes as a definition from the textbook. Thank you. Have a nice day.